Biar betik, an Asus ProArt monitor for under 1,500 ringgit or $400 US? Does that mean that now everybody, no matter if you're bangsawan or marhen, can afford a color accurate monitor for creative work? Today we're going to be reviewing this Asus ProArt PA278QV, which aims to make you a pro with your art and not poor as a fart. What? Correct word, that's what they say ma? Artsy, fartsy. Siapa kentut? Content creators like Moa always have to work with colors, no matter if we are color correcting, color grading, or just picking colors for our graphics. That is why we need a monitor with high color accuracy so that our image always looks right. Not too red like a tomato or too green like the Hulk or your mother. We all know that horrible feeling when you just finished your video, you thought it looks awesome, but when you upload it into YouTube and look at it on your phone or your TV or your projector, it just looks all wrong, the colors all over the place. That is probably due to the fact that you are color grading on a monitor with bad color accuracy, which I have already mentioned a couple of times in numerous previous videos, so you could check those out for more information. Anyways, that could be the number one cause for bad colors, or you could just be a noob that don't know how to set your white balance properly when you shoot your video. In that case, you should just go back to school or practice more. Get good or get wrecked. Now, if you've ever gone shopping for a color accurate monitor, you will realize that it has a much bigger price tag compared to your normal monitor. But why are they only 1080p or 1440p and can be more expensive than a 4K monitor of the same size? IPS is still IPS what? What is the difference? Also, how do you know which monitor is better when manufacturers throw around terms like 169 as RGB coverage or delta E less than 2? Huh? We are going shopping, not attending math class, which is coincidentally the class that most of us creatives probably spend honing our drawing skills doodling on the textbook of Digimon, Pokemon, or Miss Sally, who teaches physics. I can never forget her physics, cause she's a physics teacher. Oi, jangan terpesong. Don't worry, your favorite Asian, Limpe, will help you explain all these technical terms as we put the numbers to the test while we review this Asus ProArt PA278QV. The Asus ProArt PA278QV is priced at a very reasonable 1,488 ringgit, while the smaller brother, the 24-inch variant, is only 1,088 ringgit. Wow, Chinese New Year is here, someone got fat. Very good eh? Buy lah! In terms of aesthetics, this monitor is mostly black with silver accents. It has a plastic chassis all around and a stand with metal bones. At the front of the display itself, you'll find a frameless design with the Asus logo printed in silver at the bottom, along with a ruler etched at the bottom edge of the screen, in case you want to measure stuff. Taking a closer look at the back, there's a brush finish with slats on the side that do provide a little bit of grip when you want to swivel the monitor around. At the bottom, you'll find I/O ports as well as two additional USB 3.0 ports on the left side. The stand is again clad in black plastic with silver accents in a sandblasted finish. There's also a pretty basic cutout that you can use for cable management and indicators etched where the stand meets the solid rectangular base, which also has a brush finish and the ProArt logo printed at the lower left corner. Ergonomics-wise, the monitor has a wide swivel range of 90 degrees both ways, tilt of 35 degrees down and 5 degrees up, and a pivot range of 90 degrees and an adjustable height of 0 to 150 millimeters. Additionally, the monitor also has a 100 by 100 millimeter VESA mount at the back, should you want to use a monitor arm. In terms of dimensions without the stand, the monitor is 615mm wide, 372mm tall, and 51mm deep. It also weighs 4.96 kilograms without the stand and 7.72 kilograms with the stand. In terms of specifications, this monitor comes with a 2K IPS panel, a 16:9 aspect ratio, a non-glare surface, a typical 5ms gray-to-gray response time, and a display viewing area of 596.74mm by 335.66mm. It has a color bit depth of 8-bit and a maximum brightness of 350 nits, which is perfectly adequate for SDR content. Now, if you want to go for 10-bit or higher in terms of brightness, you're going to have to go up quite a bit in terms of price. Now personally, I think that unless you're grading for SDR content that is more serious like cinema with the DCI P3 color space, or even grading in HDR, you should be fine here. If you want any of those things, then you should check out our previous video on this guy's bigger brother, which is 10-bit. What you should note here is that a lower color bit depth does not mean worse color accuracy, which brings us to our next point. ASUS states that this monitor supports a 100% coverage of the Rec 709 and sRGB color space. But what does that actually mean? Now, color spaces are usually represented on the CIE chromaticity diagram, with each color space having a range of its own colors and hues. 100% coverage means that the monitor can display all the colors supported by that color space. We used our X-Rite i1 Display Pro to put that to the test, and what we found pretty much correlates with the calibration report provided by ASUS with the monitor. On top of that, the monitor also has an average delta E of less than 0.4, which is close to the 0.33 shown on the report and is way lower than the advertised delta E less than 2.0. Delta E in a nutshell tells you how far off the color being displayed is from the intended hue. And with a delta E of less than 2, the difference is so small that it is imperceivable to the human eye. Moving on, let's check out the brightness uniformity of this monitor, which is important for you to get a coherent image from corner to corner when color grading or photo editing. The monitor performs really well here. Just for some context, most monitors tend to suffer from bad uniformity as the sizes go up from 27 inches and more. Smaller screens tend to do better. One minor thing to note is that because this monitor does not come with a full array local dimming backlight, it does suffer from IPS glow, which is visible at the top and bottom of the screen. This isn't a deal breaker in my opinion because it's pretty typical for IPS displays that don't have local dimming to have this issue, and so we can't call it a con. The monitor also supports adaptive sync technology and can go up to a refresh rate of 75Hz. This allows for animators to animate content with fast action smoothly and eliminates screen tearing while gaming. I don't think ASUS added this in for gaming, but of course, since we are gamers, we had to put that out. Work hard, play harder. When it comes to viewing angles, this ASUS product monitor does a good job maintaining colors when viewing from different angles, and this is important if you're in a collaborative work environment and have to show your work to your boss or your peers constantly. It also makes multi-monitor setups easier on your eyes. We also like how generous ASUS is with their I/O ports for this monitor. For display inputs, we get one HDMI 1.4, one mini display port 1.2, one full display port 1.2, and one dual-link DVI-D port. Now, DVI-D is a little outdated now, but for those who are running older graphics cards, this could be a plus. In addition to the display inputs, you also get one 3.5mm PC audio and line-in jack, and one 3.5mm headphone jack, 4 USB 3.0 ports, and one upstream USB 3.0 port. Some special features that come with this monitor include the quick color gamut adjustment, so you can quickly switch between color gamuts to match your needs depending on your content. There's also the ProArt preset and the ProArt palette, which has an extensive color adjustability and customization via the OSD, which include gamma, hue, temperature, and more. Now finally, not really a feature, but it does come with a 3-year zero bright dot warranty. So what that means is that within 3 years, if your monitor suffers from a pixel defect where it displays a colored spot on the display at all times, ASUS will actually replace the unit. So what's our verdict on this ASUS ProArt PA278QV? Okay, firstly, let's take a look at the pros. Number one, it has good brightness for SDR content, accurate colors, okay? A generous amount of I/O ports. The viewing angle is very wide. It is bezel free, good for multi-monitor setup also. It has good ergonomics, and the stand is very sturdy, doesn't wobble. It also has a very good build quality. See, I dare to whack it, won't break. And also, excellent bang for your buck at 1,488 ringgit. Moving on to the meh. And honestly, there's just only one, because the speakers do not speak to me. They're top firing. They're nothing to shout about, but at least they are there. Finally, the cons. And honestly, I can't find anything to nitpick about this monitor at this price point, except for the speakers, but I put it in meh because most of you guys that do video editing and stuff like that would probably have your own speakers for audio mixing. You need a reference pair of monitors, headphones or speakers to get your sound right anyways. In conclusion, I think that this Asus ProArt PA278QV is a very cheap buy option at 1,488 ringgit, and I give this a very solid 9 out of 10. Why is it not 10 out of 10? Because it's not 10-bit. Get it? Jokes aside, this is a perfect monitor for you content creators who want to up your color game but don't see yourself going to Hollywood anytime soon. Also, it being bezel-less makes it perfect for multi-monitor setup, and also because it's cheap, you can buy two. Especially in software like Resolve, because then you can have a full screen preview of your image and then have your scopes on the other monitor. How convenient. Also, the stand is actually one of the most impressive ones that we've seen in a monitor at this price point. Basically, it allows you to adjust it in any way you want, that you don't have to buy a monitor arm if you don't want to. Those things cost about 200 bucks for a good one anyway, so that's added value. That's all folks, but don't go anywhere because I'm gonna read your comments next. If you thought this video is awesome, don't forget to give it a like and share, and leave a comment down below to let us know why would you need a color accurate monitor and what you think about this monitor. If you have any questions regarding this monitor as well, leave a comment down below and I will try to reply to you or read your comments in the next video. Don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel and hit the notification bell to see more content like this, and follow us on Facebook and Instagram to see more shenanigans from the Mobhouse crew. And now, comments time! First comment is from Stitch Lee. This monitor is as thick as the host. You mean toast, right? Okay lah, fine. This host is pretty thick because of MCO. Hu Mianjun said, wonder when all this tech will be passed down to the gaming realm. Want a good monitor for my PS5. I don't know when mini LED will be affordable anytime soon lah. I hope soon because I want to game with mini LED as well. Tim Burns says, I love this dude. He's my spirit animal. Lol. And what would that be, bro? I hope you don't say panda cause I'm Chinese. Hakim Aziz says, bro, the Magic goyang and the monitor also goyang way. Damn scary. Bro, never mind. If the monitor goyang and drop, I'll just buy another one because I am the all together now. So that was YouTube. Now this is Facebook, okay? Firstly, we have Mio Abdul Hakim. Wait, Mobhouse Productions. I just bought monitor. Wait, why you rotchun me again right after I buy monitor? Never mind ma bro. Monitor is not like girlfriend. You can have many. Girlfriend also can have many lah, technically, if you live too long already. Danny Ng KJ says that he likes the double line subtitles better because it's easier to read. Thank you very much. Thank you for the love, bro. Continue sharing our videos. Thank you very much. Pisley Mat Wazip say, I love your video, man. I love you too, bro. Hashtag no kunit. That's all folks, leave more comment down below in this video and I will see you in the next one.